Hello everyone, it is Andrew from MAO Magic. I've got here the new SurfacePad for iPad mini, the big brother, I guess, to the one for iPhone that launched last year, and the predecessor to the one for iPad Air to launch in the next few weeks to months, all from 12 South. Now, if you guys remember, there is one for the iPhone, and there was a lot of issues with it. They actually took it off the market. They not really recalled, but took a lot of them back. They fixed all the issues, the splitting of the microfiber from the leather, the rubber around the edge. That has all been kind of fixed before they've released the new SurfacePad, which, as they advertise, is a cover, not a case. Just like the one for the iPhone, it's adhered to your device using an adhesive that's removable, doesn't leave anything, and has these extra flaps here, which we're going to get to in a minute. As you can see, if we look down the back, has one side is a little bit thicker, which means it doesn't lay perfectly flat. That's not a big deal. Has some nice stitching that holds all that together instead of some other stuff. The edges here, as you can see, if you can see, there's no more rubber around the edge, which peeled off super easily on the one for iPhone, which I hated. So luckily they fixed that, and that should not be an issue here. The edges are much cleaner and nicer without having that rubber crap on there. To apply, you simply remove the back panel, which I would save, by the way. You're then going to head, line it up on the top, or at least how I did. I lined it up on the top, mostly with that mic hole, and the making sure it's centered. It's a lot easier to center on that small piece than the whole thing. Don't worry, it's really easy actually to remove and re-adhere if you need to. I've actually took mine off several times, just kind of to test and to try it out and see how it removes as well as if it re-adheres. And I've had no issues. Storing it, I've been putting it kind of on that piece that it came with, but I believe you can use something like wax paper if you don't have the piece that it came with. So I've taken it off for a few days, put it back on, and messed around with it. I've had it about 2 weeks as I've been kind of testing it out for you guys. As you can see, just like the smart cover, there are magnets in it, so when you open it, it turns on. It can also function as a really nice stand. There are 3 different positions for it. All the way in the back here is almost vertical, a little bit more forward, which is a little bit at an angle, and then one on the front, which is going to be good for typing. Honestly, I wish there was one more angle, kind of in between those middle two. If you're going to be holding it, it is a little bit heavier, and considering the iPad Air or iPad mini is really for mobility and lightness, this is a bit heavy. It definitely makes it a little bit harder to hold, but I really don't mind it. It's a little bit more annoying having that extra flap on there more than anything, rather than the weight, because I think it does look really, really stellar. As you can see, since this is a cover, not a case, there is not a lot of protection here on the edges or around the camera. So going into that, you should be aware, don't expect this to cover your corners. That's not what this is made for. It also comes a little bit stiff out of the box. As you can see, it doesn't really come to the edge because the spine of it is a little bit stiff still. So I have to use my left hand to kind of slide a little bit over before grabbing the edge with my right hand to open it up. So at first it's a little bit tough, and it also kind of doesn't help with the actual iPad, the typing stand. That little middle flap is kind of stiff and is supposed to hold it up, but because the spine is too stiff still, it's kind of propping it up a little bit and doesn't allow that for it to actually make contact. So when you're trying to type, at least for the first week or two, it's going to be a little bit tough, but I haven't had really that many issues with it. When I first started filming this, I thought it was more of an issue, but after using it, it actually works pretty well. I can actually type on it even without that piece being down, and I haven't had any problems. So I'm sure it'll just get better as I continue to use it, which again has been about 2 weeks so far. Overall, just to kind of wrap it up, I think this looks awesome. I am very proud to hold this iPad out there as I'm going. I really do like it. I like the build quality. It's just amazing, and it's a really step up from the SurfacePad for iPhone. And I've talked to them, and they've really assured me that everything's been worked out in this new model. $69 and some change, available from 12 South in black, red, and white. If you have any questions, concerns, anything, just throw them up in the comments. Just throw them there, and I will answer you as soon as I can. Other than that, subscribe, and I will see you guys all next time. Thanks.